Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. The Most High, the Heavenly Father, his Hebrew name is Yahweh. Not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah, not Abba, not Yahuwah. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten Son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah, not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua, not Yahusha. It's Yahweh Shah. So got to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rekah, Korash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishop and elders of Great Millstone, who are well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all the Israel, whether accepted or not. In a sense, his salutation to all the Akim, pushing his truth and believing his truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, shedding light to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the outwalk who are listening, learning. Ye few sisters who are listening, learning. Mosiah from GMS Orlando Camp coming at you on the lesson of truth, fact, faith, and edification. And on the day of edification, Lord was be edifying. So I titled this lesson, Watching the Will of Yahweh Play Out. It's joyful. And I was thinking about this precept in Isaiah 9 and 4. As we go through these trials and tribulations, these adversities and afflictions, after being reactivated to the truth, Lord willing, we endure to the end. But after being activated to this truth, as Yahweh Shah said in Luke 22 and 28, you that follow me in my temptations. So going through these trials and tribulations, brothers and sisters got different trials, tribulations, adversities, and afflictions that they go through, but it's still trials and tribulations, adversities, and afflictions. Going through these things day in and day out, which building up your faith, we get to see and understand what we see, which is the prophets of the Lord, which the scriptures say it's joy. It's joy seeing that what was written aforetime ago for our learning play out, and you understand what's going on. Like we always mention, me and the head brother Nahai always mention. you got these guys like you got Glenn Beck, and you got this guy Clayton from Redacted. They can go into real detail on why these things are happening. Not why they're happening, what's happening. They can go into heavy detail on what's happening. Chris Hedges and Richard Wolf, these guys can go into detail on the things that's going on in the earth, but they don't understand why it's happening. Or if they do understand why it's happening, they ain't going to mention why it's happening. And the reason these things is happening because the Lord let the so-called white man do what they did to us as so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians as a nation of people, the things that they had done to us. So they can go into these heavy details. And there's a lot of these people, man. You got this guy from Common Sense and the Common Sense Show, and Jeremy Babe, and this guy Chris from AMTV. These guys can go. It's a lot of these guys out here, man, which are all juiced in. Alex Jones. They can go into these details and go into heavy detail, explaining the things that's going on, but they don't understand why. And again, if they do, they ain't gonna say it. But they can go into detail. We get to sit back and see these things playing out and understand. When you read in Matthew 13, the Lord said the angels at the end will come and gather, right? It's a net being used that's gathering all kind, right? Then it talks about the harvest being the end of the world. So I was thinking about this precept right here. This is Isaiah 9 and 2. The people that walked in darkness have seen a great light. They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them have the light shine. Here you got the one in Isaiah. Let me get this. What's that? Isaiah 29. We get to see these things play out. And it's joy, man. It's a joyful watch. Right here. Isaiah 29 in verse 18 it reads, and in that day shall the deaf hear the words of the book, and two-thirds will continue to be deaf. But the whole elect, we have the Lord has unstopped our ears, man. So it reads Isaiah 29 and 18. In that day shall the deaf hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of obscurity. Obscurity is say and out of darkness. Obscurity meaning out of darkness. So to see the things that we see and understand, man, it's a blessing. As I tell you in Matthew, what's that, 13 and 16? Many righteous and prophets had desired to see the things which we see have not seen them. Well, they back now, but during the times that the scriptures was being wrote, the New Testament was being written, that the Old Testament was already written. These, like Daniel, was at the head of the statue, the gold, but the Lord said that he got to come back and prophesy again before many nations, like he told John the Revelator in Revelations, what is that, 10? So seeing these things happen is joy, man, because we know, we understand that the things that was written, like in 2nd Ezra 9, when it say, when you shall see uproars of the people and earthquakes, what is going on right now, man? Like every country, in these countries is what Jake at, man. South Central North America, the islands of the sea, like I said in Isaiah 11, all these places where the Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom have been scattered at, there's uproars, even amongst these heathens, man, everywhere. We watching prophecy play out in real time, man. The scripture talks about women giving birth to untimely children, right? Premature babies, women giving birth to monsters. These things is really happening, and we get to see this and understand it. It's one thing to see it and don't pay no attention to it, but to see these things and understand. This is Isaiah 29 and 18 again. And in that day shall the deaf hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of obscurity and out of darkness. The meek also shall increase their joy in the Lord. Why? Because we're getting close to the end, man. And it said, the meek shall increase their joy in Yahweh, and the poor among men shall rejoice in the Holy One of Israel. For the terrible one is brought to naught. We are watching the so-called white man's kingdom fall. They have lost the information age. For the terrible one is brought to naught, which is Esau, Edom, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off. And this is what the whole flag doing, watching for iniquity, all these things that's going on, all the behind the scenes things that's been happening. Like you got these matter of fact, hold on, bear with me 1 second. So again, I had to go grab this real quick because I remember hearing these and I had to write them down. Old notes. So I'm gonna read this again. It reads Isaiah 29:20. For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorn is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off. See, the iniquities of the so-called white man, when he tell you in Psalm 64 that he accomplished a diligent search, both the inward thoughts and the heart is deep, right? So you got Salaki, hold on. You got these are the ones that I heard the apostles, elder bishop, elders mention over time. So the iniquities of so-called white man, you got Project Megiddo, Operation Cable Splice, Project Bluebeam, Rex 84, Operation Garden Plot, King Alfred Plan, Operation Paperclip, Project Pogo, Project was it Project Zephyr Extermination, uh predictive, all the predictive programming. These just a few that I wrote down over the years. These different iniquities, man. So we watching the prophecies play out. Let me get this. Let me go back to Isaiah. So it's Isaiah 9 and 2. The people that walked in darkness have seen a great light. They that dwell in the shadow, they that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them had the light shine. Thou hast multiplied the nation, but not increased the joy. They joy before thee, according to the joy in harvest. So the hopeful elect is joying. It said they joy, the hopeful elect, before thee, according to the joy in harvest. The harvest is the end of the world when you read in Matthew 13. So though we going through our daily trials and tribulations, adversity and afflictions, and it's hard, man. And as Apostle Paul always say, the Lord brought you in the truth to suffer. Yahweh Shah brought you in the truth to suffer, man. But you get this, you see and understand what's really going on. And the average person that watch news, we always say that they look at it like, man, that's crazy. I can't believe this is happening. That's wild. I'm glad I ain't there. I'm glad it's not me. Well, we understand this prophecy, man. Everything that's happening that you see right now going on with proxy wars, the MOTB, the infrastructure for the MOTB is being set up. You're watching children kill their parents, parents killing their kids. What's that? 2 Timothy, lovers of self, right? So it's written in 2 Timothy 3 that there shall be lovers of self, man. And then these niggas come out with a selfie stick. You think that was just something out of the blue? No, it's all part of the movie, man. So again, it reads, Thou has multiplied the nation and not increased the joy. They joy before thee, according to the joy in harvest, and as men rejoice when they divide the spoil. So let me get this in 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, because we watching these things happen and we know we closer, man. This is 2nd Ezra 9 and 1. And he answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before. So how can we measure the times? It said he answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself. How can we measure the times? You need something to measure the times with. Well, the Lord gave us. Let's read this in Revelation. This is Revelation 11 and 1. It reads, And there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood, saying, Rise and measure the temple of power and the altar and them that worship therein. So we're measuring through the scriptures, man. This Bible, because it's here in Romans 15:4, it was already written a time ago for our learning. And the only ones who's going to understand what's going on is the hopeful elect. This is verse 2, 2 Ezra 9:2. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And those things was happening. The Lord hid his face for a time. So we done went from, or they have went from, ain't no we, they have went from the first industrial revolution to now they in the fourth one, right? Ain't gonna be no fifth. So they in the fourth industrial revolution, merging man with technology. It reads, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So we seeing these things happen, and we understand. It reads, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings, in wonder and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. So let me get this. And going back to these bastards, putting their hands on us, what the Lord let them do. This is all about so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, whether you can acknowledge this or not. This is Isaiah 45:11. It reads, thus saith Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel, and his Maker, ask me of things to come concerning my sons, and concerning the work of my hands, command ye me. So we watching the work of the Lord, and we rejoicing, man, because the Lord is really shutting Babylon the Great down. He's really showing that he's finna stop the plans that the so-called white man got, man. This is Habakkuk 1:5. It reads, behold ye among the heathen and regard and wonder marvelously. For I will work a work in your days which you would not believe, though it be told to you. See, the only one's gonna believe what was told is the whole elect. What is that? Isaiah 53, it said, who have believed the report? The only one's gonna believe. The Lord said, though it was told to you, you would not believe it. And when you tell Jake this, they don't want to hear this. See, that's why it's joyful to see the things that we seeing, man. What's it finna get? Isaiah 53 and 1, it reads, who have believed our report, and to whom is the arm of Yahweh revealed? To who? So you got Isaiah 29, no, Isaiah 28:9. Who is the arm of the Lord revealed, man? Isaiah 28:9 reads, whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Who is going to make to understand doctrine? Them thou weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. And as it said in Isaiah 20, Isaiah 29, again, let's go back to this. But these are the 2 points I want to make, man. We watching prophecy happen. It's Isaiah 29:18. And in that day shall the deaf hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of obscurity and out of darkness. The meek also shall increase their joy. In what? Riches, money, partying? No, in the Lord, Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, and the poor among men shall rejoice in the Holy One of Israel. Going back to this one, Isaiah 9:3. Thou hast multiplied the nation and not increased the joy. They joy before thee according to the joy in harvest. And when you read, was that Matthew 9:37-38? When they say the harvest truly is plenteous, but the labors are few. Let me see. Well, maybe I think about another precept. Yep. Matthew 9 and verse yeah, Matthew 9:37 it reads, Then said he unto his disciples, The harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest that he will send forth laborers into his harvest. And what we see happening is more laborers are entering into the harvest, man. We getting the harvest is gonna be is the end of the world until you Matthew 13. So we watching Akim and Akwa waking up, man, day in and day out. And those that the Lord is putting his spirit on, the Holy Spirit on, they are not or they have quick understanding. They coming in the fold with quick understanding, man. It ain't taking Jake too long to understand what's going on, to understand the will of the Lord. That's how you know. But this is the harvest, man. Watching Jake Akim Akwa come up. Quick understanding, man. It's beautiful. And at the same time, as we getting closer to the end, we watching the prophecies play out, man. And there's some horrible judgments going out. LDH Woman put a man a clip from a dude in some plantation. Man, horrible judgment, man. Horrible, horrible judgment, man. It's a lot of judgment going on, man. You got guys working for these lawn companies, working for these tree companies, falling into the wood chipper. Man, people falling off in meat grinders. Man, it's the Lord. Angels just pushing people right over, man. Judgments, car accidents that's you can't even explain it. If you didn't see with your own eyes, you wouldn't even believe it. This is a judgment that's happening, man. And we can't catch everything. That's why the Lord got brothers doing videos all around the world. And we're in the end time where it's the MOTB and World War III, man. These things really happened that was written. Let's get this. That was written a 4 time ago. And man, it's beautiful to see these things. And though we going through, though we catching it, man. We are really catching it, eating GMO food. You don't know what to eat, what to buy. And like the brother said today, the brother uh man, Thara Shaw is his name. But his name before we gave him the new name was a war. The brother in Jacksonville, Trust and True Jacksonville. He was like, man, you go spend $100 at the grocery store, man. You don't got nothing, man. But the Lord said. See, you can be like, these people don't know. They can tell you, oh yeah, food prices is going up. They don't know. It tell you in Isaiah 3:1, the Lord said He gonna take away the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water. That's a prophecy. The Lord is taking the food away, man. You know what I'm saying, Ezra? That people should they say that the victuals should be so good, cheap on earth, that people would think themselves to be in good case. That ain't the case. Because the Lord is taking away the comfort. All that comfort eating, beings eating, the Lord taking that away, man. So it's getting worse. But you're going to read, Lord willing, in 2 Ezra 14. This is Matthew 24:1. And Yahweh went out and departed from the temple, and the disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Yahweh said unto them, See ye now all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And that's what's going to happen to America. Ain't gonna be nothing left here but dust. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahweh shall answer and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. And this is why you got to do your own studying, man. Once the Lord activates you, reactivate you to this truth, and you know who your spiritual fathers is, as it said in 1 Corinthians 4:15, though you have 10,000 instructors in Mashiach, yet have you not many fathers. So you know who's really giving you the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and what you should be doing, because you got to study. And as the apostles always say, you got to go in the words, you got to go in the maps, you got to go into the history. And in this slow belly nigga that came to camp the other week, this Orthodox young nigga, like, how can you explain to Jake if they don't know? How can you explain to them if they don't understand the history, man? And it's just like when you go into the New Testament and see Gentile or neither Jew nor Greek. You, if a person don't know what happened running from the Romans in 70 AD, they don't understand the New Testament at all. They don't understand, man. And it's hard to get them to understand it. You can't, it's hard to explain it to them when they don't know the history. You got to have been there. That's why Apostle Paul said you got to be a visionary. And you can't make nobody be a visionary if they come up to you and you explain to them, well, you know about and it's right then. It's in Daniel 7, in Daniel's 8. It mentions these four kingdoms. Everybody, you can read about the four kingdoms, but nobody want to go into the Greek Empire. But it's in the scriptures. It tell you in Daniel 8 how the he goat destroyed the ram with the two horns. But then they don't want to go into, well, and it tell you that this first king, this he goat, he was the first king over Greece. It tell you that in Daniel's 8. Say he was the first king over Greece. We know who the original Greeks is, but if you don't know their history, you ain't gonna get nobody to get it, man. It's only for those that the Lord have opened up to get it. And it's a beautiful thing to understand his history, man. Because when you go back, and all you gotta do is go to Google and they gonna show you the shit. But anyway, it reads, and Yahweh shouts and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. Gotta do your own studying, man. The Lord gave us the tools. He gave us our spiritual fathers and our spiritual uncles. The Lord gave us the tools. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashiach, and shall deceive many. You got guys using the name of Yahweh Shema Shah, but they ain't teaching you the sound doctrine, man. And you got guys that's allegedly teaching sound doctrine, but ain't using the name of the Lord. So that's a little leaven left the whole lump. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled for all these must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Now, these famines right now is really happening in other countries. These pestilences is really happening right now in different countries. Earthquakes in diverse places, which is all over America. Now, you see what's going on with these, they call them, what they call them, Skid Row in California, these tent cities that's popping up in different states in Babylon the Great. Them people ain't really eat. They eating, but they ain't really eating. That's a famine, man. These people that's doing bad, man. Pestilence done hit Babylon the Great. You know what it was. It's been going on since 2020, man. These things is happening. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So those are just some points I want to make. Let's get this. I'm gonna go to 2nd Ezra 14. And as it say, what is that? It's getting a lot worse, man. Things that we've been seeing. This is 2nd Ezra 14 and 16. It's getting a lot worse. It's getting a lot worse every day. 2 Ezra 14 and 16 and reads, For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. And we watching how weak this system is becoming, man. From what now technology making it look so far advanced, but look how weak this place is, man. It's weak. This is why Trump talk about making America great again. America was great before that crash in 1929. This when America was great, man. After that crash in 1929, it's been downhill from here, man. This is 2 Ezra chapter 4. It reads, verse 28. But as concerning the things whereof thou asked me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. So we watching these things happen, really being turned upside down, man. Like when you with that verse in Isaiah 5, when they say they calling good evil and evil good and bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter and light for darkness. Man, this is really happening. But then you can ask some wacky ass Christian and they on down. No, Jesus love everything is we being prosperous. Prosperous how? When these devils we eating GMO food, man. That's another prophecy that had to happen. Wasn't no GMO food in the 60s and the 70s, in the 80s, even in the 90s. Wasn't no GMO food, man. This is verse 30. For a grain of evil, for the grain of evil seed have been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning, and how much ungodliness have it brought up unto this time, and how much shall it yet bring forth unto the time of threshing come? Man, so when your house shall crack the clouds and come down, it's gonna be mayhem on earth, man. And the people is not acknowledging what the hell is gonna be going on, man. And they show us in the movies. Oh, this movie, The Domestics, man. When the brother Nahalia put me up on that movie, man, everybody got their own sex, man. You watch this movie, Domestics. Everybody got their own game. And everybody eating people, man. But they all broke up in groups. The movie Domestics. Fire movie, man. Bushwick with Batista. Real time, man. It's gonna be again, 2 Ezra 4 and 30. For the grain of evil seed have been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning. And how much ungodliness have it brought up unto this time? And how much shall it yet bring forth unto the time of threshing come? And the angel told Yahushua when you read Revelation, hey, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is full, man. This is 2/3 in the heathens. It reads, Ponder now by thyself how great a fruit of wickedness the grain of evil seed have brought forth. So this grain of evil seed, right? Hold on. 2 Ezra 9. What's the evil seed that brought this? 2 Ezra 9 and 19 and 18, it reads, And now when I prepared the world, which was not yet made, even for them to dwell in that now live, no man speak against me. For then everyone obeyed. But now the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by a perpetual seed, and by a law which is unsearchable rid themselves. So who is this perpetual seed that the world has been corrupted by. It's the so-called white man. It reads, and by a law which is unsearchable, rid themselves. The so-called white man came up with unjust laws, man. Usury, unjust gain, wickedness. What they said in Wisdom of Solomon 2, let they let them they mind they themselves be the law, the strength of justice. They said let their strength be the law of justice, man. Right, what my Amshel Bauer said, give me control of the money and I cannot who make the laws. Well, they control the money and make the laws. That's why I say in Psalm 94 and 20, let's read this. I'm gonna come back. See, we watching these things happen, man. And this is joyful. It's a joyful sound, a joyful, it's a joyful noise. Let's say that because this place is being destroyed, man. It's a joyful noise, man. Hey, what they say is a sight for sore eyes. Man, watching this place fall is a beautiful sight, man. This is Psalms 94 and 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? See, shall the throne of iniquity. I was mentioning the uh what is it? The the Project Megiddo and Operation Cable Splice and Project Bluebeam and Rex 84 and Operation Garden Plot, King Alfred Plan, Operation Paperclip, Project Pogo, Project Zephyr Extermination. These is all iniquities, man. Let's go back to this. Second Ezra. So this corruptible seed, man. Let me go back to verse 4 now. Second Ezra chapter 4 and verse 30 again. For the grain of evil seed have been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning, and how much ungodliness have it brought up unto this time, and how much shall it yet bring forth unto the time of threshing come? The destruction, man. It reads, verse 31, ponder not by thyself how great fruit of wickedness the grain of evil seed have brought forth. This is what the so-called white man has done to the earth, man. Everybody is out to get everybody. This is about what they're saying is dog eat dog, man. And when the ears shall be cut down, which are without number, right? Them 2/3, man. It's gonna be a great slaughter. And the heathens, how great a floor shall they feel? How great a floor? It say, and when the ears shall be cut down, which are without number, how great a floor shall they feel? That's that Jeremiah 25 and 33. Their body shall be from one end of the earth to the other. Then I answered and said, how and when shall these things come to pass? Wherefore are our years few and evil? Man, how great a floor shall they feel, man? Those is about to get cut down from one dead body from one end of the earth even to the other. But we watching it brew up. We are watching. Let's get this. I was thinking about this too. And 2 Timothy 3 and 1 it reads, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, which is dangerous. For men shall be lovers of their own selves. You know what's going on. The rainbow slaughters. But at the same time, they created who the hell came up with this selfie stick, man? Where the hell that shit came from, man? The Lord. This is this. See the hopeful elect, man. See what the Lord doing? This is the Lord saying, see, just keep praying, stay prayed up, man. Keep the faith. The Lord, everything that's going on is for the hopeful elect. The Lord said it. That's why Ezra said, Lord, if you made the world for our sakes, why do we not possess it? This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truth breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. And we mentioned this, time out, time in. The things that the women get to do now, the men too, but the things that the women get to do now, like we have been given, the Lord said He gave no man license to sin. So the things that we watching happen now, the head brother always say it all the time. In the ancient time, the Lord showed us too many examples of a person getting stoned in the public. And you had to grab a rock and stone that person too if you was in that vicinity of what was going on. You got to stone this person openly. They kept fear. Well, these women have been getting liberty to get abroad. And if women saw another woman got stoned for committing adultery, they wouldn't do it. If a man saw another man get stoned for sleeping with another man's wife, they wouldn't do it. If a person was getting judgment for stealing or whatever it is, man, it'll be order. So because the Lord set up the left hand side, which will tell you in Psalms that their right hand is the right hand of falsehood. The so-called white man's right hand is the right hand of falsehood. So there isn't going to be no order. But this is what the Lord said. He left in Judges 2. I love to read Judges 2. Because the Lord said He left us in the midst of these heathens so that He may prove Israel, which is the remnant, the elect. So we got to live amongst these heathens and watch these bastards. And it's supposed to vex your spirit from day to day, just like it said about Lot, man. This is supposed to vex your spirit day to day to live, to work around these bastards. First off, we shouldn't be fucking working anyway. But we have to live and work and shop. And sometime occasionally you go out there, you gotta eat around these heathens. You sit next to some Edomites cutting a steak bloody raw. This is supposed to vex your spirit, man. But this is the Lord say this is how He's proven the hopeful elect. Those that's vexed with this place, that's pissed off day to day, pissed off, man, ready to get out of here because we understand now that everything has been turned upside down. Everything, man. Every show you watching on TV got some rainbow sliding mess in it. There's always some nasty wickedness every time you watch a show, man. All these new shows, everything has been the rainbow slugs has been incorporated into every show. It's vexing, man. But it may be a show you like, and then you get in the show. You might be second season, episode 6. When you see some wickedness, make you know when you want to watch the show no more, man. But this is the part of the plan. But we get to sit back and watch the prophecies play out and rejoice at the work of the Lord. This is Mark chapter 3. And this is supposed to be the greatest. This is supposed to be the greatest kingdom of all the Edomite kingdoms. This is supposed to be the greatest, allegedly. And these niggas got the audacity to say that civilization started with the Greeks. And I've been making this point too. So it tell you in in Deuteronomy 23, right, verse 2, that heathens, that it say Moab and Ammon. cannot enter to the congregation of the Lord, right? Let me go to this. It's all beautiful, man. It's all beautiful. It's joy. It's a joyful sound. It's a joyful sight to see this and understand it. Deuteronomy 23 and 3. Matter of fact, verse 2. A bastard should not enter into the congregation of Yahweh, even to this 10th generation. Shall he not enter into the congregation of Yahweh? Now, this word bastard means that you are a heathen. That's what bastard means. When I did the lesson on this a few weeks ago, the word bastard, they said illegitimate son. That ain't what bastard means. I even went to etymology online and they didn't give it to me. So this bastard, Esau, even the so-called white man, is hiding this information. You got to do a little more digging. The word bastard. But see, this is why the apostles say what they say, man. Looking into words, man. Looking up the real definition. Because it's there. You just got to dig for it. But this is what studying, this is what leisure time does. It make you dig. You got to dig. Bastard mean you is a heathen. If your father is a Hebrew Israelite and your mother is a heathen, you ain't no bastard. You're Israelite. But if your mama is an Israelite, your mother is an Israelite, and your father is a heathen, then you're a bastard. So the Lord made it plain right here. Right? So verse 3, an Ammonite or a Moabite shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord, even to their 10th generation shall they not enter into the congregation of Yahweh forever. So when these niggas say, oh, see, neither Jew nor Greek, you know these niggas fighting for the so-called white man. We listening and watching this play out, and we laughing, man, full of joy, because the Lord showing, I love you, and I hate these people. And they just extras in my movie. Let me get back to where I was finna go at. In Mark 3, you watching Jake really fighting tooth and nail to save the niggas that was hanging their ass in slavery. And like Nahoya always say, it wasn't the elites that was putting your ass on trees. It was these common folk that we shot with every day. It was these Edomites that was hanging you up, cutting your rod off, chipping your teeth out, and putting a fun in your mouth, forcing you to eat slop, man. It was these common, everyday Edomites that you see. The ones at the plantation. Yeah, them was the ones, man. And Jake trying to save these niggas. They don't see the elites. They ain't fighting for to save the elites and to say, well, I'm sure they probably is. Your Warren Buffett's and Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg's and them. Original hot boy, BG. But they trying to say these common Edomites that they see every day, man, that they work with. Oh, he ain't so bad. Like bro always say, the nigga gave you an extra 30 minutes, extra 15 minutes at work, gave you a free lunch. Or he bought your lunch for you. You think this nigga is cool, man. Mark 3 and 23. And he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. So we watching this kingdom, we watching these people is against each other. That's another one, it's Sirach. Let me get this. Is it Sirach 27? I think it is. See, it's Sirach 27 or 21. Maybe 21. Let me go to this. Yeah, this is Ecclesiasticus 21 and 27. When the ungodly curse of Satan, he curseth his own soul. So you watching these Edomites go back and forth amongst themselves. But this is supposed to be the greatest kingdom. Here's another one in Luke. We just say the same difference as the one in Mark did. This is Luke 11:17. But he, knowing their thoughts, said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and a house divided against a house falleth. So he watching, and then I've been making a point too in Isaiah 19 when it reads, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. So the ancient Egyptians ain't fight against each other. So what is this talking about? These Edomites, these modern day Egyptians, they fighting amongst themselves, man. Which they have always been doing this since the Greek Empire. But the Greek Empire was civilization. Started with the Greeks. How when they were slaughtering each other. But these are the things we get that we have heard and understand the history of the Hebrew Israelites is beautiful, man. For the Lord to give you the understanding, because let me read this. You can't understand this without the Holy Spirit, man. This Hebrews 4:2. It reads, for unto us was the gospel preached as well as unto them, but the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. Oh, I gotta get this. This is Ezekiel. Man, Kala Yahba Shema Shah, man. Kahalayim La Yahba Shema Shah. This is Ezekiel 14 and 22. It reads, yet behold, therein shall be left a remnant that shall be brought forth, both sons and daughters. Behold, they shall come forth unto you, and ye shall see their way and their doings. This is the hopeful elect men and women right now, man. Again, Ezekiel 14 and 22. Yet behold, therein shall be left a remnant. Let me read 21. But thus saith Yahweh power, how much more when I shall send my full sword judgments upon Jerusalem, which is upon you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. And the Lord said in Hosea 5 and 14, he said he's going to be a lion to Ephraim and a young lion to Judah. Man, yet behold, it's a Salakia, Ezekiel 14 and 21, for thus saith Yahweh power, how much more when I send my four sword judgments upon Jerusalem, the sword and the famine, and the noisome beast, and the pestilence, to cut off from it man and beast. Yet behold, therein shall be left a remnant that shall be brought forth. And this remnant is being reactivated, has been reactivated. It's studying, being diligent. Both sons and daughters, behold, they shall come forth unto you, and ye shall see their way and their doings. And ye shall be comforted concerning the evil that I have brought upon Jerusalem, even concerning all that I have brought upon it. And they shall comfort you when you shall see their ways and their doings. And ye shall know that I have not done without cause all that I have done in it, saith Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh power. So you see the hopeful elect, both sons and daughters. That's why I mentioned the Isaiah 9. They say thou has increased the nation, but not the joy. It say they joy before thee according to the joy and harvest, the hopeful elect, these men and women. So we are watching this. The harvest is plenty, but laborers are few. When we see laborers are coming in, this is the work of the Lord. Ain't nobody else doing this. This is what's called miracles, wonders, and signs, man. This is a joyful sight. It's a joyful sound to see what's really going on. And though we're going through our everyday trials and tribulations, adversity and afflictions, the Lord is really showing us that He's working, man. You know, it may be hard to acknowledge it. Look how quick the days going by. You get to the plantation, time moving fast, man. And you know, it used to be a time when you wasn't doing nothing, or you was enjoying doing something, time went fast. Hey, it's going fast both ways, man. At the plantation and when you ain't doing nothing. The Lord has speed the time has really the Lord has really sped the time up, man. If you can't acknowledge it, I can. Man, the days is really moving, man. Something is going on. Spiritual intervention is happening day in and day out, man. And I just want to make some points. I was just thinking about meditating on this, man. Hey, we watching. One day it happened. One day they was partying. They having a good old what they say on Flintstones, a gay old time over there in the state of Israel. You remember? Paratroopers came. They were having a party over there. Paratroopers came down, and it's been dead bodies ever since. The Lord said, "Ain't gonna be no peace to the wicked, man." Was it Isaiah 48:22? Ain't no more peace to the wicked, man. In the scripture talk about these bastards is trembling. You got Job 15:21. Jeremiah 50:43. It's a dreadful sound in the so-called white man ears, man. It's a dreadful sound in the elite's ears, and they trembling. Isaiah 19:16-18. Yeah, man. The words of the Lord is shaking up the planet, man. But if you ain't in the know, then you ain't in the, then you don't know. Oh, let me get that. If you ain't in the know, you don't know, man. See, 2/3 will always be where they at, which is verse 16, Proverbs 21:16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead, man. 2/3 of Jake is dead. They don't know what's going on. What is that? First, this is Proverbs 29:18. Where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. 2/3 don't got no vision, man. They don't understand what's going on. But it's the joy to the hopeful elect to see the prophecies playing out, man. I'm watching the news. It's a flood. The rain that hit down here, it was raining hard for a couple of days. And a few cities got flooded. A couple of neighborhoods flooded out. Yeah, man. The Lord, He's pointing fingers, man. And if you continue with wickedness, one day you're gonna get a knock on your door, and it's gonna be calamity, man. There's only two knocks coming. There's only two knocks that's coming, man. It's either gonna be for mercy, get your shit and let's go, time to go, or you gonna be you finna get destroyed, man. There's only two knocks coming, man. That mercy knock, letting you know let's go, it's time to go, time to move, or you gonna get caught up in the calamity, man. That's that Amos 5:18. And the Lord said, I'm gonna close with this. I've been bringing this out a lot too, man. Because in Exodus, right? Let me get this. In Exodus 12, and man, all this, which none of this shit never worked. All the adrenochrome and drinking the blood and all this man these Edomites been doing. None of that shit never worked, man. They been having power. The Lord gave them the power. They control the resources. They control. They got the power. They make the laws. They make money. I mean, they can make the money. It ain't because they been drinking no damn blood, man. The Lord gave them the power, man. So what He's doing now is say Exodus 12:12. Because it says in 2nd Ezra 15:11, He will send plagues upon Egypt as before. So this Exodus 12:12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. And against all the gods of Egypt will I execute judgment. I am Yahweh. So it said against all the gods of Egypt, right? When you go to Isaiah 19, same thing the Lord finna do, man. But we watching it happen. Isaiah 19:1. The burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. This is the same thing the Lord did in ancient Egypt by destroying the idols. When the Lord sent those 10 plagues, there was the Lord taunting the Egyptian. Where your God at? So this is Amos 5. I'm going to close with this. In 16, it reads, Therefore, Yahweh, the power of hosts, the Lord saith thus, Wailing shall be in all streets, and they shall say in all the highways, Alas, alas, and they shall call the husbandman to mourning, because he ain't going to be able to help you, the husbandman, which is like a cropper, a sharecropper, and such are skillful, and such as are skillful. So any man that got any kind of skills, you a 30-year sniper, you a bodybuilder, weightlifter, you a don't matter what kind of you make swords, you make candlesticks, you make cups and bowls and plates. It don't matter what you do, who you is. It say, and they shall call the husbandman to mourning. These weak. Hey, the Lord finna turn you so-called uh head mind strong men. The Lord finna turn all these niggas. They say they hands gonna be on their loins, man. And they shall call the husbandman to mourning, and such as are skillful of lamentation to wailing, and in all vineyards. Vineyard is the workplace, man. Like it said in Isaiah 32 when they say, the gathering should not come, right? The vintage shall fail. It say, talking about the women, the vintage shall fail. That's the workplace, and the gathering shall not come. So it reads, and in all vineyards shall be wailing, for I will pass through thee, saith Yahweh. See, the same way the Lord passed through ancient Egypt, he passed through Jericho. It's coming again, man. Hey, so Lord was edifying. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rikah, Kodash, double honors to the apostle and elders, elder bishops of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the Akim and Atwaf. Shalom to the Akim who pushing this truth and believing this truth at the four ends of the earth, the entire world, shedding light to the whole elect. Shalom to the Atwaf who are listening, learning, ye few sisters who are listening, learning. Hey, the wife tuning in. May Yahweh Shema Shah continue to bless you in your houses. May the blessing of election be upon your houses. Hey, watching the wheel, watching the wheel of Yahweh Shema Shah play out is joyful, man. Hey, cause the Lord jacking people's up. You don't wanna. Well, 2/3 can repent. Hey, but examples. The Lord is showing examples every day, man. Every day we get to wake up. Oh, matter of fact, let me close with this. And I used to say, Lord willing, we endure to the end. I endure to the end. Lord willing, I endure till Yahweh Shema Shai beam me up into a chariot. I got to change that up a little bit because we all want to endure to the end. Man, we need to get in that chariot, man. I want to close with Lamentation chapter 3. In verse it's Lamentations 3 and 21. It reads, This I recall to my mind, therefore have I hope. It is of Yahweh's mercy that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. So knowing this, the Lord's compassion and mercy is new every morning, man. Well, at the same time, Zephaniah 3 and 5, the just Yahweh is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doeth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. 2/3 wake up too, right? So we might have that thought like, how these niggas still waking up? Well, they tab, just like Esau's judgment reaching to the heavens. They tab still building up. What you need to understand is the Lord still showing you mercy to Lord willing be to be saved, man. But a nigga that's still waking up, still smoking weed, committing adultery, still thugging, selling dope, gang banging, whatever they doing, they tab stacking up, man. On the left hand side. Hey, so the tuning in. Till next time, I say shalom. Wa ball, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Shalak Rayum, Wa Nashium, Wa Badium, Wa Haragium, Wa Mashapayim, all call Adawamium, Wa Gawarium, Wa Ayab Yamna, Wa Bakasha, 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 Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, the Wada Aman. Shalom.